Your Highness! Bad news! Powerful enemies have broken through the mountain gate at the mountaintop of Sunset Mountain, inside an ancient temple. Just as Princess Margaret stepped out of the secret chamber, a personal maid rushed forward to report. Who is it? Margaret's expression remained calm, as if she had already anticipated it. Judging by their appearance, they're likely experts from the Pantheon gods. Possibly even divine kings, the maid replied gravely. The formation set up around Sunset Mountain couldn't stop those two figures at all. Neither defensive nor offensive arrays made any difference. They shattered upon contact, rendering them completely ineffective. Only those at the Divine King level could achieve such a feat. They arrived even faster than I expected. Margaret frowned slightly. Without even needing to look, she had already guessed who the intruders were. At such a crucial time, the only ones who could force their way to Sunset Mountain were Divine King Zeus and Divine Queen Hera. She had been closely following the news from Stonia. Originally, she had thought that with Third Prince redirecting the trouble, Divine King Zeus would end up clashing with Second Prince's forces. That way, Zeus would be stuck in Stonia and wouldn't have time to cause trouble for Dustin. Unfortunately, things hadn't unfolded the way she hoped. Or perhaps Second Prince had successfully cleared himself of any implication, thereby dodging a major disaster. But while Second Prince's problem was resolved, it had now become her problem. Your Highness, the Pantheon gods are still pushing through the formations. Should we try to stop them? The maid asked. How many formations are still intact? Margaret didn't answer directly but asked in return. Most have already been destroyed. At this rate, the Pantheon gods will reach the summit in less than an hour. The maid responded. Don't try to stop them. Just keep providing energy to the formations. Drag it out as long as you can. Margaret ordered decisively. Yes, Your Highness. The maid acknowledged the command and left at once. Margaret walked alone to the open courtyard and took out a miniature pagoda from her robes. The pagoda had 7 levels and was entirely golden, clearly an extraordinary artifact. She began chanting an incantation and tossed the pagoda into the air. Buzz! With a thunderous hum, the tiny pagoda rapidly expanded upon encountering the wind. Within just a few breaths, it had grown larger than a house. Margaret continued chanting, and the golden pagoda kept expanding and expanding. A minute later, the golden pagoda had grown as grand and majestic as a mountain. Fall! Margaret formed a hand seal and chanted again, causing the massive golden pagoda to crash down, enveloping the entire mountaintop of Sunset Mountain. In the next second, the pagoda vanished, as if it had never been there. Phew! Margaret exhaled deeply and muttered to herself. Let's hope the 7 Treasures Glazed Tower can hold. The 7 Treasures Glazed Tower was her life-bound magical artifact, focused primarily on defense, and known for being nearly indestructible. But even magical artifacts had their limits. If it were just one Divine King, she could manage. But if both Divine King Zeus and Divine Queen Hera attacked at once, she wasn't sure how long the tower would last. Right now, all she could hope for was that Dustin could absorb the dragon source energy as quickly as possible and break through. Otherwise, if the formations were broken and the glazed tower couldn't hold, everyone would be in danger. Margaret sat in the courtyard, brewed herself a pot of tea, and calmly waited. From time to time, the sound of explosions echoed up from below. That was the noise of formations being shattered. She had made plenty of preparations in advance. Dozens of different types of formations, costing enormous amounts of resources and money. Not only that, she had mobilized every force she had authority over, ready to make a final stand if necessary. He had done everything she could. The rest, what would happen next, was out of her hands. To be exact, everything now rested on Dustin. Whether they succeeded or failed would all depend on his performance. At that moment, at the foot of Sunset Mountain, Divine King Zeus had just destroyed one formation when he was immediately caught in another. It wasn't a defensive formation, nor an offensive one. It was an illusion formation. Thick fog rose around them, blocking out the sky and sun, making it impossible to tell direction from disorientation. This greatly irritated Zeus. He was always the kind to resolve problems through force, kill his way through any opposition. Anyone who resisted was eliminated. Simple, direct, and effective. What he hated the most was slow, annoying tactics. Yet from the moment he approached Sunset Mountain, he had been plagued by all kinds of bizarre formations. He had already destroyed many, but more just kept appearing. You damn dragon marsh rats are really testing my patience, Zeus roared, his voice thundering across the mountain. If I catch you, I swear I'll rip you all to pieces. Meanwhile, Divine Queen Hera was calm and composed as she followed behind, not showing the slightest intention of acting. These minor pests weren't even worth her attention. She had only one target, Dustin, who had defeated Poseidon. Only when she saw Dustin would she personally take action.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase. Keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never